you call it if there's a deadly virus outbreak and it's only pandas that have caught the virus and they're ravaging through the population? You would call it a pandemic. Pandemic. Pandemic? Pandemic. Hello guys, and welcome back to another one with us, the Review Bros, and today we're going to bring you a review on Pandemic, the extreme pre-workout from Panda Supps, the step up from their fierce pre-workout in terms of power. So is it going to be ticking boxes for Stim junkies? We'll find out as we go through the usuals: the taste, the price, the label, the effects. Is it going to be your next purchase? It very well might be. I will say it looks very cool. Take a good look at that. There's some like really pissed off panda. Looks like a COD zombie boss or something. So let's see if it packs the punch. It looks like it's going to pack. And if you are new here, please do subscribe, tick the bell icon, and if you could like the video and drop down below your thoughts on this pre-workout, it would really help us out with the old YouTube algorithms. Maybe YouTube will look down on us more favourably and push our content. So thank you guys, really does mean a lot. So, taste and mixability comes in sour gummies, and the one we've got for the sake of the review is peach mango. So, I've already mixed it up, just going to go fetch it and we'll take a look. So, I've just finished giving it a good stir. Mixability is pretty respectable. There's no frothing, bit of a cloudy lemonade look to it. I'll just show you the mixability. There's some little bits sat at the bottom, but it is a reasonably big scoop, but definitely not worse than average. I'd still say better than average, but yeah, that will sort of go as you drink and sort of swirl it around, I think. But let's see how it tastes, the main thing. Yeah, peach mango. Nice and sweet, not really sour, no chemical aftertaste or undertones to it, no bitterness, no chalkiness, no horribleness. It's actually really, really nice. Just tastes quite natural, doesn't taste like excessively over artificial. Yeah, really nice. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. Like, I think that's really decent. Is price time. So how much is this beast of a pre-workout gonna set you back? Well, you'll head over to pandasupps.com where you can use our limited time discount code. So don't sleep on this, please do not sleep on it. Review Bros knocks off 30%. A massive amount, and it actually brings the price down to $40.59 or only $1.62 per serving. When you translate it over and look at it against our price scale, it comes out at a 6.5 out of 10. So priced a decent bit better than average. Average is around 5 out of 10 obviously. So really well done on the price front, guys. Like I say, don't sleep around. If you like the look of this, use that discount code because it's not going to be around forever. What are you getting in this label? Let's find out together. So I'll start off by saying it's a 25 serving tub. I don't think I said that in the price segment. So that's good for a high stim pre-workout, normally around 20. So that is a good start. So 19.2 grams is your serving size, and a slightly rounded scoop, or actually coming on heap scoop from memory, gets you that serving, but obviously always weigh your scoops. So first up, L-citrulline at 6 grams. Really nice dose. A dose that people look for these days, let's be absolutely honest about it. That's the amino acid that's going to help with pumps because it boosts up nitric oxide levels within the bloodstream. So it's going to help, push blood around your body, make pumps easier to get. Who doesn't love it? Then we got beta alanine, 3.2 grams, which is the clinical spot-on dose that we look for. That's going to help with endurance when it builds up in your system, but it's more famously known for its itchy, tingly sensation that it can induce upon the individual using it. So we really like that, and like I say, great dose. Then we've got betaine anhydrous at 2.5 grams, bang on dose again. That's a jack of all trades ingredient. It's going to help with power, pumps, performance, endurance, all of the goodies. Then we move down to L-tyrosine, 750 milligrams, a little bit lower than we'd like to see. You know, we often say a gram is our cut-off point for what we'll accept, but 750 is still going to have effect. It's not absolutely shocking, but that's that amino acid that helps with your concentration, focus, you know, staying on the ball whilst you're training. Same can be said for the next one actually, with alpha GPC, 400 milligrams. Again, a little bit lower than we'd like to see. We normally would like to see 600, yielding 300 choline, but yeah, it will still have effect. It's just not as good of a dose as we'd like, but maybe they're going down a bit of a synergy route. We'll find out in the real world effects, won't we? But yeah, again, focus, cognition, all that goodies. Then we've got caffeine anhydrous, 350 milligrams, the spot on sweet spot dose that you normally see these days. So 3.5 cups of coffee worth. It's the main stimulant that's going to wake you up and get you moving. Then we've got L-theanine, 150 milligrams. Decent amount, not too bad of a ratio when you measure it up against the caffeine and other stimulants. So that's that amino acid that's, you know, people love it or hate it. It's often in sleep aids. It can help you give a calming effect, smooth over any harsh stimulatory effects of the product, tunnel your focus in and prevent crash. So we'll just have to see how it ties in. Then we've got Dembronium, 100 milligrams, which is a stimulant that's often dubbed like a replacement for a, you know, DMHA, DMAA, things of that nature. So it's obviously going to give you energy, focus and drive. So we'll just have to see how it comes together in here at that dose. Is it going to be legit? Then we've got Himalayan pink sea salt, 100 milligrams, which is going to help with pumps and contractions. So it's a little bit on the low side of dosing. You know, we like to see 300, 400, 500 milligrams really, but you know, I think a lot of companies dose it a bit lower because it can make the taste really, as you can imagine. But yeah, it will still have effects, so it's going to help with your pumps and contractions. Then we've got estrogen, which is a registered ingredient, 50 milligrams. That's going to help with the digestion and absorption of all of these goodies. Then we've got hygenamine and synephrine at 50 milligrams a piece, both fat burners, so they're going to metabolize fat cells for energy, get you a bit heated, a bit revved up, and give you that instant hit of energy along with that caffeine. And then we've got N-methyltyramine, which is NMT at 35 milligrams, which is a bit of a harsh, dirty stimulant. It's going to hit quite fast. It's obviously going to trigger that fight or flight mechanism within the brain, so it's going to give you that instant oomph to want to get moving, which is going to obviously pair nicely with those other fast-hitting, hard-hitting stimulants in here. So it's going to help with obviously your energy, focus, drive, tunnel vision to smash your training. Then we've got a bit of a controversial ingredient, one that we're not normally too keen on, to be honest with you. It's theophylline, 35 milligrams. We've seen it in a few different pre-workouts. I think it's in Cannibal Ferox by Chaos and Pain. It was in Edge of Insanity once upon a time. But it's actually meant to help with tightness of your chest, you know, asthma, wheezing. It's basically meant to open up your airwaves to help with breathing, and therefore you can sort of glean that it's going to help with your endurance, your oxygen uptake, things like that. But sometimes, you know, paired with harsh stimulants, namely alpha-yohimbine a lot of the time, it can actually have an adverse effect and do the opposite. So yeah, it's a bit of a touchy ingredient for us, so we'll just have to see how it pairs together with everything in this one. But yeah, like I say, should help with oxygen uptake. And then we move down to N-isopropylnorepinephrine, 20 milligrams, which is the more potent version of synephrine. So similar to the aforementioned fat burners, it's going to metabolize fat cells for instant energy, for drive, heat you up a little bit, get you a bit wound up, get you moving. So obviously a very interesting label, packed to the rafters with your stimulants, so it's definitely going more down the energy and focus route, more so than pumps and endurance, although having said that, it's still got a decent amount in there for those things. So yeah, really good label. Let's see how it comes together in real world effects. Okay, let's get into the effects of this bad boy. In the 2 times myself and Aaron have both used it, so quite clearly it's a step up from their Fierce pre-workout, which is arguably more of a daily driver. This is obviously more down the Stim Junkie route. So, does it achieve what it's setting out to do? Well, it says contagious energy, infectious pump, explosive focus. So, all things around pandemic-y phrases, shall we say. Anyway, let's start off like we always do. Beta-alanine. It's in there at the clinical dose. It kicks in reasonably well. I would say 6 or 7 out of 10 on the beta scale. It's not too intense, nor is it too subtle. It's certainly enough to give you that sense of urgency. So thumbs up on that. And then I would say in line with that beta-alanine, hits all of those stimulants, the NMT, the freaking hygenamine, synephrine, theophylline, isopropyls, it's all coming in, boom, like that. You feel the heart rate go up, the sense of urgency is skyrocketed. You know, you really just need to get moving all within 20 to 30 minutes after taking this product. It's almost like that, it literally is that fight or flight kind of feeling, you know, when you get into a bit of a situation or a fight, and you're sort of like, come on then, and you get that sort of fluttering feeling where you've just got to fucking move. That's how this pre-workout makes you feel, and it makes you feel like that for a good hour, I would say, as it's peaking. All of those stimulants are sort of doing their thing. So yeah, the sense of urgency is arguably the standout feature, and I must commend this pre-workout because it achieves that really high stim feeling without the use of DMAA, DMHA, any of those illicit stimulants, and without aggressively pushing the caffeine vector too hard. I mean, it's only got 350 caffeine in it, which is, you know, pretty much what you even see in daily driver pre-workouts really. So you're not getting slammed with intense amount of caffeine, and it still manages to deliver that very, you know, high stim, high energy, high drive feeling. So really, really good. So I would honestly give energy / sense of urgency like a 10 out of 10. The focus is very much apparent as well. There's no mood to it, I wouldn't say. There's no happiness, nor is there anger. It's a very much just absolutely dialed in, like I've got to get shit done right this second, I can't sit still sort of feeling. So, you know, it's very much in the Stim Junkie realm, which is setting out to achieve. So I wouldn't say it's on the absolute top end of the Stim Junkie realm, nor is it entry level. I'd say it's edging into the middle of Stim Junkie realm. So, you know, if you are taking entry-level Stim Junkie pre-workouts in a minute and you want to step it up, this would be ideal for you, especially if you want to avoid, you know, said grey area ingredients and still get a high stim experience. This is the one. Pumps is the only thing I've not talked about yet, and they were reasonable. They weren't shocking. I've had better. They were slightly above average. So, you know, you can definitely get pumps on it. I didn't feel like it hindered my pumps by any stretch. I felt strong on it. I was getting close to PBs on it. I was training, you know, the longest back and leg days that you can imagine without running out of steam. So it definitely holds up, and it definitely achieves, like I say, what it sets out to achieve, I think. So the only negatives I would say is there's a bit of a come down / crash. Not horrendous. I mean, I'm talking to you right now and I took this a few hours ago. I finished training and I can still string sentences together just about. So it's not an absolute like, I'm dead to the world crash. It's just a bit of a slump where you're like, oh yeah, I could just chill out now. But that's probably to be expected with all of the stimulants. I mean, granted L-theanine's in here, but I just think the heavy stims outweigh what that 150 milligram of theanine can really do from an anti-crash standpoint. So yeah, that's really the only negatives to it. I mean, it's borderline jittery, borderline, like it doesn't feel like that, but you feel, like I say, your heart is like, but it's going for it and you really just got to move. But I wasn't like that either. So it's kind of like right on the cusp of saying it's jittery, but it's not. So yeah, I really, really like this pre-workout, and like I said, standout points: energy, sense of urgency, focus, dialed in feeling. There's no euphoria, highness, mood elevation to it, and there is a bit of a crash, and pumps aren't the best, but then again, you don't buy this for pumps. So taking all of that into consideration, I'm going to give it a genuine 9 out of 10 and recommend it to Stim Junkies. Absolutely worth the price point. Very, very well priced for that crazy discount code. Obviously, it's not for beginners, it's not a daily driver. I would personally, based on its power level, use it a maximum of 2 times a week. 3 if you're absolutely pushing it. I mean, it's got, like I say, no illicits in it. At least not the mega hardcore illicits. So you probably would be okay using it more so than those kind of pre-workouts. But yeah, I think I've covered everything. So yeah, 9 out of 10 I'm going to give it on this day. And Aaron agrees with me on all of these points as well. But anyway, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Have you tried it? Do you want to try it? Have you tried their Daily Driver Fierce pre-workout? Have you tried any other Panda Supps supplements? And as always, stay freaking stimmed. And you will.